Hey guys, the Lord here, back again with day 6 of the 31 days of Halloween. And today, day has finally come where we will be taking a look at the actual final, not yesterday final, but the final figure in the Toy Island Universal Monster set. That, of course, being the Build-A-Figure Frankenstein. This dude is a whopping 14 inches tall. That is about twice the height of this guy right here, and we are insanely far back. Just because, yeah, look at this. It's like father and son, if the son was a midget. Yeah, it's literally the same figure, just upscaled. So obviously he is going to dwarf Mr. Jack-O-Lantern here, who's probably not even going to be on screen. You can see his flame tickling his balls there, but that's as close as you're gonna get. I mean, do we really need to do a size comparison? Thing's massive. It's out of scale with literally everything I own. So, why this was the Build-A-Figure and not another monster or, just Frankenstein in general, the regular sized one, I don't really know. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this, but it's pretty awesome. But it's a giant Frankenstein. If you want a giant Frankenstein, then this is the thing for you. However, it's insanely expensive, and you probably can't afford it right now. Maybe when tax season comes around. That's only a few months away, right? Right? Either way. The articulation on this guy is literally the same as this guy, but I will go over it just because we've went over it with all the other figures. Actually, there is one difference. Not that he splits apart, although that makes this review a lot easier to do because we can just hold a chunk of him up front and then hold the other chunk of him later. That sounds weird. But his head will rotate. And actually, they did a pretty good job with that likeness. That's Boris Karloff if I ever seen it. Now, what's funny is Mego's actually planning on doing a giant Frankenstein, a 14-inch Frankenstein to be exact. And I'm curious how that's going to look compared to this. This is solid plastic. Theirs is obviously going to have, I think, a little bit better articulation and, of course, the clothes. So we'll see. If it's worthy, I might actually pick it up. His shoulders go out to the side pretty far, a little bit better than 90. He rotates. He's got a single joint at the elbow. Little bit shy of 90, might be just about 90. Whoa, got all dark on me. He's got a swivel at the wrist, or I guess lower arm at this point. And then, mine needs a little bit of glue up in here, so he'll actually stay together a little better. It's not really a problem. In fact, it makes it a little bit easier, especially when you're trying to review the damn thing, because he splits apart. Why is it so dark? There we go. What the hell? He does have a waist cut, though, which you can see right there. I guess if you wanted to, you could store your marijuana guy up in here, but whatever. His legs move out, but they have those awful, terrible Y joints. So you got to rotate them forward to get them to go forward, and when you do that, you start to push the hip out. So I wouldn't advise doing that because it's really stiff. Not to the point where you could break it, really, but it's stiff enough to be a problem. Of course, he has a thigh cut. That's blatantly obvious. Single jointed knee, a little less than 90. He has these weird kind of folds in his pants. These don't really look like folds. It looks like it's more or less, oh, let's just put this here. So, yeah, if you're a customizer, you might just sand that down so it looks a little less weird. Because if you look at the regular Frankenstein, he doesn't really have those, or at least they're less noticeable, maybe because he's not as tall. I guess he does kind of have them, but it's a lot more prominent on the giant figure. So, whatever. And then he's got a hinge at the foot, which thankfully is a nice tight ratchet. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a giant Frankenstein that I guess needed to exist, but really didn't need to exist. He's fairly easy to pop back apart if you wanted to store him. So I guess that's a plus. But other than that, unless you want a 14-inch Frankenstein, there's not a whole lot of purpose to this guy. Other than just looking cool and getting out around Halloweenist time. So I'm going to say if you like this type of stuff, if you're a fan of Frankenstein, you're obviously going to want to own this piece. But if not, you're just a casual collector, I would settle for the smaller one because it takes up way less space. And it doesn't destroy your review set when you're trying to review the creature from the Black Lagoon. But nonetheless, and actually, to correct myself, I believe I said of the Black Lagoon a lot in that review instead of from. But you know what? It's already uploaded, so who cares? But with that being said, this has been pretty fun reviewing this set. Kind of a pain in the butt just because they come with a lot of stuff compared to some of the other stuff I'm reviewing this month. Which doesn't come with much, if anything. So, yeah. Trying to think. Next up, we'll be taking a look at some Marvel Legends. I'm going to be doing a couple of Marvel things this month, but I want to split them up. Just so it's not Marvel, like an onslaught of Marvel like the freaking movies, because, get sick of it after a while. I'm looking at you, pointless films that don't need to exist. Marvel! So, nonetheless, actually wasn't that bad. But nonetheless, I do like this figure, but it's a very niche thing. If you have the space for it, then by all means. If not, get the small one. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's edition of the 31 Days of Halloween. Stay tuned for tomorrow, because we'll be delving into the Marvel Legends Monsters box set, starting with another Frankenstein. Pretty redundant, actually, but nonetheless. I've said nonetheless like 26,000 times, so nonetheless, until next time, catch you guys later with another edition, or I should say day 7, full week of the 31 Days of Halloween. Ooh, scary. I think this review fell flat on its ass. What do you think?